Beech, who's filling in for Jerry while he's on vacation. We were just looking at some really cool shots of cloud coverage and even lightning.
Lightning, we're feeling that humidity. Will it rain? Most likely. I'll give you some more info coming up in just a bit.
Wow, we've had some really cool weather lately.
Yeah, cool. I don't know if that's it.
Yeah, maybe
definitely
not
hot
cool,
and humid,
but
though.
yeah, definitely hot and humid for sure. Okay, cool. Thanks, Kai. We'll see you in a bit.
it.
Our top story this morning, there is a power outage in Palm Desert this morning. It's in the area of Fred Waring and Highway 111 near College of the Desert. Southern California Edison reports the outage is having started at around 3 o'clock this morning. There's currently no estimated time for restoration of power. Around 138 customers are affected, and it's even affecting our newsroom here this morning. Luckily, we have a generator. So please stick with us if we're experiencing any technical difficulties, and we'll, of course, keep you updated on this outage. Yesterday was Labor Day, and many people across the valley had the day off in celebration. But what does the holiday actually mean? NBC Palm Springs' Brett Rosen takes a look.
Labor Day. It was first celebrated on September 5th, 1882 in New York. And just 12 years later, it became a national holiday in the United States. So the question is, what does this 134-year-old holiday mean to you?
It celebrates all the workers, but it's also a great day to sleep in when you have high school kids in the house.
All their hard work every day, no matter what field you're in. There's so many fields where people work hard, and everybody deserves a day off and to be celebrated and appreciated.
I try to work hard, and I don't really think that it really means a lot to me, honestly.
Well, I spent the last couple of days in San Diego, just barbecuing, playing volleyball, just a Labor Day, you know. And I had to work the day before yesterday, so I labored a little bit.
You labored a little? Getting the school day off, sleeping in, or going to the beach because you have the 3-day weekend, all things that many say represent Labor Day. However, going back in history, this holiday first was signed in June of 1894 by President Grover Cleveland. This was following continued activism and a violent national railroad strike. So really, this holiday is about celebrating the social and economic achievements of the American workforce. Now, more than a century later, many say there are still labor-related issues.
How much inflation for the last 30 years, the cost of living has gone up, the rents, housing, everything, but I'm making less money for appointments. And I'm not very happy about that.
I would say probably the pay is something that people talk about the most, is equal pay and getting paid more and things to that effect. But I still think that everybody deserves to be, just as far as getting paid, I think that they deserve to be more in specific fields. Like me, I'm going to be a teacher, and I think maybe teachers deserve to get paid more. But hey, it's okay.
We try to support all the workers that live down here, but it's kind of a challenge these days, you know, because they're working under a lot of stress.
So Labor Day, it may not be Christmas and there's no fireworks going off, but it's a day to take a step back and reflect. It's a celebration of you, the worker. Here in Palm Desert, I'm Brett Rosen, NBC Palm Springs.
Well, during the holiday yesterday, many local businesses were celebrating the people who keep it going. NBC Palm Springs' Kai Beech has that story for us.
It's the bread and butter of this local economy. Everyone wants to come and visit this beautiful desert.
Across the Coachella Valley, tourism is the largest industry, supporting 1 in 4 local jobs. In this Labor Day, a local winemaker and hotel teamed up to honor the workers behind it.
This sense of pride with the team and all the things that our team accomplishes here. They come in, day out, every single day, focused on creating guest experiences.
David Putnicki, general manager of Hotel Paseo, says from bartenders to housekeepers, these employees keep the valley's biggest industry thriving.
They do a flawless job on it, and it's just an honor to be able to work alongside them here every day.
The industry of service is very important to the Coachella Valley economically.
Herman, owner of Lafay Wine Bar and Mosfino Wines, sponsored this event, saying gratitude is everything.
The valley is an area where we have a lot of restaurants, a lot of hotels, a lot of visitors from out of town. And what we're doing today is actually trying to showcase an appreciation, get together, kind of mingle and, you know, share our ideas and our experiences.
Tourism pumps more than $9 billion into the regional economy. This according to Visit Greater Palm Springs. And because it's such a vital part of our desert's livelihood, industry leaders say this celebration of workers should continue well after Labor Day. I'm Kai Beech for NBC Palm Springs.
And let's take a live look now from our Indian Wells Resort camera. Wow, lots of cloud cover out there this morning, and we just saw some lightning there on the horizon. Let's check in with Kai in the Weather Center for a look at your forecast today. Pretty gloomy out there, Kai.
Gloomy, lightning, chances of rain, that's increasing by the minute. Temperatures are dropping, but humidity, that is rising. Let's go ahead and take a look at our current weather conditions. 90 degrees out there, wind's pretty calm, but humidity, take a look at that. That is the big story, 31%. Over the next few days, we're going to see our storm chances increasing, humidity that's rising. And when that rises, temperatures do drop, but it's going to feel muggy out there. So don't think you're going to get a break from that weather. It's hot, it's humid today. We are surrounded by showers, thunderstorms. Most likely it's going to impact our high desert and mountain communities. Will it hit us on the valley? Most likely so. And we'll have that coming up in just a bit. Take a look at the radar. A lot of activity moving from east to west here. We will see rain across Southern California. How much? Well, we'll have that coming up in just a bit. High temperatures for today. Palm Desert, 101 degrees. Up the hill in Joshua Tree, 88. Banning, 92. And Big Bear City, a cool 68 degrees. Now, to the west of us, there is a heat advisory. And remember, never leave your kids or pets unattended in vehicles. And if the ground is too hot for your hand, it's definitely too hot for your pet's paws. So go ahead and take care of our furry friends. Morning walk forecast. It's hot, it's muggy, but we can go outside and we can enjoy it. 8 o'clock, just under 90 degrees. 10 o'clock, just over 90 degrees. And by noon, we are under triple digits. Wind gusts right now. Palm Springs International, 5 miles an hour. Whitewater, we're looking at 6, and our friends in 29 Palms, 5 miles an hour. Across the country, this is the weather people are dealing with. Denver, the mile-high city, 87 degrees. Dallas, Texas, yeehaw, under 90. Atlanta, Georgia, the city, too busy to hate. Low 80s. Seattle, 78. And San Francisco, we're right around 70 degrees. 3-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. Wednesday, we're going to be triple digits. Temperatures rise just a bit, but by Thursday and Friday, we're going to be under that 100-degree mark. Overnight lows, low 80s to high 70s. I'll have a full forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, Kai, thanks. Well, Indio is moving forward with plans to build a new Walmart gas station. The planning committee approved it in a vote on August 27th, hoping to draw in drivers traveling along Interstate 10. The station will be located next to the Indio Walmart Supercenter just off the freeway. Martha's Village and Kitchen's Child Development Center is asking for your help for its expansion project. Their goal is to raise $680,000 to help children in need. It includes scholarships, classroom materials, and opportunities for families working toward financial stability by doubling the capacity of these resources. So far, the organization has raised a little over $13,600. If you'd like to make a donation to the expansion project, you can visit our newsroom page at NBCPalmSprings.com. High school students in La Quinta have an opportunity to get involved in their community through the Collective Youth Program. It meets on a monthly basis at La Quinta City Hall and gives young students the opportunity to meet with city leaders and discuss the issues that mattered most. The deadline to apply is September 26th. You can scan the QR code you see right here on your screen to learn more. The Valley-wide Riverside County Employment Expo is about 2 weeks away. It's one of the largest job fairs in the region, giving you the opportunity to meet face-to-face with employers hiring in fields ranging from hospitality to healthcare. That's scheduled for September 17th at Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. A link to register is on the newsroom tab of our website. If you've ever wanted to be a teacher, there's no better chance than now. The Palm Springs Unified School District has opened applications for their teacher residency program yesterday. You can earn your master's degree and teaching credential in just 1 year. They're holding an information meeting on the program 2 weeks from now, September 17th, if you'd like to learn more. A tragic accident has left a local family struggling to rebuild their taco business. NBC Palm Springs' Antonio Marquez has details.
That's right. In just seconds, everyone's life changed. And now the family business faces obstacles moving forward after this tragedy. On Thursday, August 21st, a white Toyota Corolla ran a stop sign at the intersection of 52nd Avenue and Cajon Street, crashing into a utility pole before striking the pickup truck of Fernando Solorzano. The force of the impact pushed the truck more than 15 feet down the road and into the family's taco trailer. The driver of the Corolla later died from injuries sustained in the crash. Fernando Solorzano and his wife Lourdes Tamayo were knocked unconscious and continued to deal with lingering pain from the collision.
Ya cuando me pude levantar, andaba toda mareada, ya miré la traila levantada para arriba. Quise salir.
Lourdes Tamayo just remembers trying to get up and as she exited the trailer, took a fall after misjudging how far down the floor was since the trailer was at an angle.
Entonces no tuvimos la culpa, lo sentimos mucho también.
Mr. Solorzano also explained how beyond the physical injuries, this accident has created financial hardships for the family. Their taco truck, which is their main source of income, was severely damaged and is out of commission. Now, a GoFundMe campaign has been set up to support the Solorzano family with medical bills and to help get their business back on its feet. Despite the setbacks, Mr. Solorzano says their dreams are only pause, not over. The family is grateful for any support as they navigate this difficult time, and he will continue his business at a smaller scale for now to try to overcome all the expenses. Visit the GoFundMe page if you would like to help the family. Antonio Marquez, NBC Palm Springs.
It's time now for We're in the Valley, where we show you a photo of a location somewhere in the Coachella Valley, and you guess where it is. So let me show you the photo. Take a good look at this. So pretty. Do you know where this is? You'll have some time to think about it. We're going to reveal it at the end of our newscast, and I'll give you a little hint before we get there. Coming up on Your Health Today, we dive into why a lot of pain that you're feeling may be in your head. We'll explain, but straight ahead, Caitlin Kelly has your sports wrap, so stay tuned for that. But first, we're going to head outside, take a live look at your Agua Caliente Casino camera in Rancho Mirage. There you see some of those clouds, and we've got lightning out there this morning. Kai Beech is going to break down your full forecast for you straight ahead.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
It's time now for Your Health Today, brought to you by Inland Empire Health Plan. It's Pain Awareness Month. More than 51 million Americans report living with chronic pain. Over the past couple of decades, experts say increased prescriptions of opioid medications were seen as a quick fix, but it also led to widespread misuse. Mandy Gaither sits down with a neurosurgeon who explains why the pain you may be feeling is coming from your brain and how knowing that may help you find some relief.
When your back constantly hurts, you may think you know where the pain is originating, but you may also be wrong.
All pain occurs in the brain. If your brain doesn't decide you have pain, then you don't have pain.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says he by no means is diminishing pain, but he says humans can do almost anything within reason to the body and not have pain if their brain decides it's not there. On the other hand, he says the brain can also create pain where it shouldn't exist.
People who don't have limbs anymore, phantom limb pain, for example, how does that happen? How is the brain creating pain in a part of the body that doesn't even exist? There's a lesson in there, and that is that all pain is in the brain, which is an opportunity, I think, to try and control it.
Gupta says the first step to managing chronic pain through your brain is to realize it often comes with baggage. It may be depression, anxiety, poor sleep, or loneliness.
Pain is a truly mysterious biopsychosocial phenomenon. We don't know how to measure it, we don't know how to categorize it, but we know that it comes with all these things sort of intermingled.
To unlock the brain's power of pain relief, Gupta says lifestyle changes may be in order, including an anti-inflammatory diet, using movement as medicine, meditation, and prioritizing adequate quality sleep.
I think it's hard for people to sort of wrap their heads around that sometimes because it makes sense. Oh, my shoulder's bothering me, it's waking me up. But could it be that your poor sleep in the first place is causing your pain to get worse? That's where the science is really heading.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, there's a scathing new op-ed out by 9 former CDC heads blasting the current health secretary as confusion starts to rise over this fall's COVID shots. NBC's Maggie Vespa has more.
Accusing him of endangering every American's health, tonight 9 former heads of the CDC slamming Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in a blistering New York Times op-ed. In it, blasting Kennedy's firing of CDC Director Dr. Susan Minares last week that sparked outrage within the agency. 4 top leaders resigning in protest. Last week, staffers cheered outside CDC headquarters in support. The former CDC heads writing Minares refused to, quote, rubber stamp his dangerous and unfounded vaccine recommendations aimed at restricting access or heed his demand to fire senior CDC staff. The former CDC leaders also accusing the secretary of downplaying measles vaccines and replacing experts on advisory committees with, quote, unqualified individuals who share his dangerous and unscientific views. Both HHS and the CDC tonight not returning NBC's requests for comment on the op-ed.
We need strong leadership that will go in there and that will be able to execute on President Trump's broad ambitions.
President Trump today challenging pharmaceutical companies to justify the success of their various COVID drugs after launching Operation Warp Speed in his first term, fast-tracking vaccine production. This as COVID cases rise in 31 states and access to that vaccine tightens. CVS requiring a prescription in 13 states plus D.C., adding it's unable to administer COVID vaccines in 3 states. Walgreens only saying it's prepared to offer the vaccine in states where we are able to do so.
Even insurance companies have not been able to navigate people in the right direction because of the lack of guidance from the CDC.
Confusion mounting as virus season approaches. Maggie Vespa, NBC News.
And if you'd like more information on the stories we're airing in our broadcast this morning, you can go to our website, NBCPalmSprings.com. We've got our top stories right there on our homepage and our newsroom tab. This is a really neat feature. We've got all of our stories and community events organized by date. Let's head over to Kai Beech in the Weather Center for a look at what's ahead in your forecast, Kai.
Hey, Mary, we're tracking thunder, lightning, and rain. Full forecast coming up in just a bit.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more. NBC Palm
Welcome back, everyone. Happy Tuesday morning. We're taking a live look at the Walter Clark legal cam on Highway 111 in Rancho Mirage. We've been seeing lightning strikes on and off this morning and a lot of cloud coverage. Storm chances are increasing. As for today, the high is going to be 98 degrees. We are below normal when it comes to highs, but we are up when it comes to humidity. Record high today, 118 degrees. That happened back in 1948. Take a look at this satellite image. We are seeing a lot of activity, thunderstorms, lightning, and rain. It's going to impact us here in Southern California over the next few days. This is from the National Weather Service. We're going to see those thunderstorms, chances of showers for Tuesday, Wednesday, and part of Thursday through Saturday. Humidity starts to rise, and those temperatures start to drop, and it's going to feel muggy out there. High temps for today: Palm Desert 101 degrees, Joshua Tree 88, Banning 92, and in Big Bear City a cool 68 degrees. For tonight, Big Bear City 53 degrees, Cabazon 77, down here in the valley, West End Palm Springs 81, East End Indio 81 as well. Up the hill, Joshua Tree, we're looking at 74 degrees. For tomorrow, it's still going to be warm, it's still going to be hot, it's still going to be humid. Palm Springs 100 degrees. You need some relief, you can head to the coast. It might be raining there as well. If you want to jump in the water, be careful. There is big surf. We're looking at 4 to 5 feet, sets overhead. High temps for tomorrow, pretty much everything on the board. Triple digits are in the 90s. Lows, we're looking at Idlewild. Highs, we're looking at Rancho Mirage and Cathedral City, 104 degrees. Tonight's evening stroll, it's going to be warm. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. 6 o'clock, 96 degrees. 8 o'clock, low 90s. 10 o'clock, just below 90, and at midnight we're at 86 degrees. For Wednesday, it's going to continue to be hot and humid. We're going to be surrounded by showers. That humidity increases. It's going to feel very muggy out there over the next few days. In addition to that, a high pressure system really cooking things, making things uncomfortable. 7-day forecast brought to you by Comfort Air. Tomorrow, 100 degrees. Temperatures do start to drop. We're going to go under that century mark on Friday. And for those overnight lows, we're looking low 80s to high 70s.
NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos. We have your game.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caitlin Kelly. Tim O'Brien has the night off. Over the Labor Day weekend, hoopers from the Southland as well as from around the country came to the desert to compete in the Palm Springs Labor Day kickoff basketball tournament. I had the chance to head out to Palm Springs earlier today and catch some of the action and speak with Hoops 24/7 tournament director Anthony Nichols.
The Labor Day tournament is an event that's been happening out here in the Coachella Valley for the last 20 years. It's an event that brings in youth teams from third grade all the way up to high school varsity basketball out to the desert for a weekend of fun and kind of vacation and basketball all wrapped into one, right? Being able to bring youth basketball to Southern California in a way that makes sense, especially out here in this historic area, right, of the Coachella Valley, really being able to highlight everything the desert has to offer the community, but be able to bring some competitive basketball from people across the region. Orange Vista High School, and they played against Holy Marts from Glendale, which you know, it was a really competitive game. Came down to the final seconds of that game and ended with Orange Vista taking the championship.
The Labor Day kickoff tournament is only the beginning. With the holiday season fast approaching, we're only a few short months away from one of the nation's top high school basketball tournaments, the Desert Holiday Hoop Classic. As that tournament approaches, we'll have full coverage because the Hoop Classic always brings the nation's top D1 recruits to the 760. So stay tuned for that. That'll do it for sports. I'm Caitlin Kelly.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Welcome back on this Tuesday, September 2nd. I'm Mary Strong. Thanks so much for waking up with us this morning. Kai Beach will have your forecast coming up in just a few minutes, but first a look at some of the stories making headlines at this hour. The holiday weekend is over and many people chose to spend it at the beach. But in Southern California, powerful surf and strong waves created some dangerous conditions. Reporter Michelle Gile has more.
It's been one of the 3 busiest weekends of the summer for Newport Beach lifeguards.
Tar 5.
Rescues in the ocean as of late Monday afternoon have almost hit 250. In part because of strong rip currents and elevated surf, especially on south-facing beaches.
We have some surf that's been building through the week, and what happens with that high surf, that increases the strength and the size of our rip currents out there, and that's reflected in the number of rescues you see, all that water coming to shore.
Hot Southern California weather is drawing big crowds to the coast.
Requesting medics, Tower 6 for a 49-year-old male, precautionary C-spine.
All of the activity is keeping lifeguards on their toes, from the dispatch center to the towers down on the sand. In Newport, more than 2,500 people have been warned over the long holiday weekend that they're putting themselves in danger and to be careful. Surf was up in Surf City. People camped out under umbrellas on both sides of the Huntington Beach Pier to be near the water and feel the ocean breeze.
The surf's good. It's a little choppy. There's a lot of tourists out there, but the water's beautiful, low 70s. I was in the Rockies yesterday and glad to be back in Southern California in Huntington Beach.
Orange County attracts visitors from all over. This couple spending Labor Day in Huntington Beach says South Dakota is nothing like this.
Well, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people be fun, and I think enjoy the days. It's beautiful.
And that was Michelle Gile reporting. In Northern California, the Garnet Fire rages for its 8th day now. Reporter Gabe Ferris has the very latest now from the front lines.
The Garnet Fire raging for the 8th day Monday in eastern Fresno County.
It's very active fire, intense fire, but it's not rapidly spreading or growing.
Public Information Officer Jay Tracy telling us about the growing containment.
This is contained right along the Kings River here, and they're trying to keep the fire north of the Kings River.
Images from the U.S. Forest Service show crews on the front lines. They're not only fighting the flames, but battling intense heat. Temperatures soaring this afternoon to more than 100 degrees. The heat and the wind posing some of the greatest challenges.
It also dries that stuff out that is on the ground that's getting ready to burn, so it's more prone to burning because it's kind of preheated.
Crews have come from across the country, including 2 firefighters from New York City. Fire departments statewide also stepping in. Many firefighters coming from San Diego and some from valley communities like the city of Fresno, Reedley, and Selma.
Everybody's got a job to do, and you support one another as best you can.
The fire visible for miles. Stephen sharing these photos with us, showing that plume of smoke from the valley floor. And up close, we saw the smoke descending on Pine Flat Lake just as firefighting helicopters flew overhead. The Fresno Air Attack Base in full operation Monday. Several firefighting planes coming into land before heading right back out. The operators of this tanker say it can hold 3,000 gallons of fire retardant. It takes just 7 minutes to reload.
You're dealing with very steep, rugged terrain, so it's hard for our firefighters to access, heavily reliant upon aerial assets.
With some residents ordered to evacuate and the county of Fresno declaring a state of emergency, firefighters vowed to continue their fight.
The incident management team has a directive that we extinguish this fire, so they want to suppress it and extinguish it as soon as they can.
And that was Gabe Ferris reporting. Well, no one hit the jackpot last night during the Powerball drawing, meaning the prize pool soars to a new high. The new jackpot now stands at $1.3 billion. It's still the 5th highest in Powerball history, but it could go higher before the next drawing. The cash value of the new jackpot is $589 million. The odds of winning are 1 in 292 million. The last time someone won was on May 31st in California. The next drawing is Wednesday night. President Trump is giving an award to former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani. Trump, who called Giuliani the greatest mayor in the history of New York City, is giving him the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. The award comes just 2 days after Giuliani was seriously injured in a car accident. Giuliani was once praised for leading New York after the September 11th terrorist attacks, but has since been sanctioned by courts for pushing false claims about the 2020 presidential election. The courts rejected the fraud claims multiple times, and 2 former Georgia election workers won $148 million in a defamation judgment against him. President Trump is demanding pharmaceutical companies release COVID drug success rates to the public. The demand comes amid the recent tensions between the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. On Truth Social, the president wrote that he has seen information from pharmaceutical companies that has never been released to the public despite some of the information already available. He didn't specify what data he would like to be released or the specific drug he's referring to. Kristi Noem has confirmed plans to expand ICE operations in major cities. The DHS secretary made the comments after Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson threatened legal action against any surge of federal law enforcement or National Guard troops in the city. Mayor Johnson also signed an executive order directing his city's legal department to explore ways to counter those surges. Earlier this month, the Trump administration directed federal officers as well as ICE employees to help police in D.C. with crime-fighting operations. That surge included thousands of National Guard troops that were then sent to D.C. to lower crime rates. Following that move, Trump then threatened to send federal officers to other major cities in America, including Baltimore and Chicago. In response to news of immigration crackdowns and potential military deployment, the people of Chicago took to the streets yesterday in protest. NBC's Garrett Hake has the very latest there.
Tonight, protesters on the streets of Chicago demanding President Trump not deploy federal forces to fight crime in the Windy City. And the city's Democratic mayor ordering Chicago police not to cooperate with the feds.
No federal troops in the city of Chicago.
NBC's Adrian Broadus speaking to protesters.
The message for President Trump?
Stay out of Chicago. We don't need you here. We don't want you here.
President Trump has repeatedly floated the prospect of sending in the National Guard to crack down on crime in Chicago after deploying the Guard to Washington, D.C. But Illinois' Democratic governor slamming the potential move.
We don't want troops on the streets of American cities. Right. That's un-American.
The governor noting murders are down 32% in Chicago this year, though this weekend at least 53 people were shot and 7 people were killed in Chicago, leading one Democratic alderman to conclude federal help is needed.
Safely. I had 2 teenagers shot in my community this weekend alone. So when I hear my Democratic colleagues tell me, don't worry, crime is down, Trump stay home in Washington, I have a real hard time accepting that.
It comes as 2 federal law enforcement officials tell NBC News that ICE, Border Patrol, and other federal agencies do plan to scale up arrests of undocumented immigrants beginning this week in Chicago, a sanctuary city that does not cooperate with ICE.
We will continue to go after the worst of the worst across the country, like President Trump has told us.
All as a federal judge dealt a legal blow to the Trump administration, blocking flights deporting unaccompanied minors who came to the U.S. illegally from Guatemala back home.
And that was Garrett Hake reporting. We have a scam to tell you about this morning. Fake job opportunities allegedly from Netflix. The scheme involves an email claiming to be from Netflix HR, offering you a high-level marketing position. If you reply, they send you a link to schedule an interview, asking you to log in with your Facebook account. And that gives the cyber criminals access to your account and allows them to take control of it. If you receive this email, delete it immediately. Nestle has dismissed CEO Laurent Freixe over what it calls a romantic relationship with a direct subordinate. The internationally known food and beverage brand made the announcement on Monday. The company said the move came after the board ordered an investigation into the matter. Nestle's board chair said Freixe's actions breached the company's code of conduct and that the move was necessary. The chair said the company has tapped Philippe Navratil as the new CEO. He has been with Nestle since 2001. Kraft Heinz is splitting into 2 companies sometime next year. The packaged food business made the announcement on Tuesday. One company will focus on sauces, spreads, and shelf-stable meals, including the Heinz Philadelphia and Kraft Mac and Cheese brands. And the other company will focus on grocery items like Oscar Mayer, Kraft Singles, and Lunchables. The split will reverse a massive but largely unsuccessful merger. The new companies have not yet been named. Now for a look at your morning business headlines, here's CNBC's Silvana Hanau.
Good morning. Wall Street is set to open lower as investors weigh uncertainty over President Trump's tariffs after an appeals court struck down most of the tariffs he imposed under emergency powers. But the White House does plan to appeal that ruling to the Supreme Court, and they're also gearing up for the monthly jobs report this coming Friday. Now, the markets are coming off a positive month. September, however, is historically the worst month for stocks, with the S&P 500 falling by an average of 4% over the past 5 years. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the Trump administration plans to tackle the high cost of housing, and he tells Reuters the president may declare a national housing emergency this fall to address rising prices and lack of supply. Now, he says the White House is looking at ways to simplify building permits to boost construction, which would increase housing supply and help bring costs down. TikTok is now letting everyone DM each other with voice memos and pictures. Now, TikTok tells TechCrunch all users should see those features in the coming weeks. Now, they'll only be available to accounts 16 years and older, and you will be limited to sending up to 9 images and videos at a time. And both memos and videos can't be more than a minute long. With your CNBC Morning Business Report, I'm Silvana Henao.
Well, earlier we showed you a photo of a location somewhere in the Coachella Valley, and I told you I'd show you that photo again and give you one more hint before we reveal the location at the end of our broadcast. So here's the photo, and here's the hint. This place hosts art events of all types and mediums. Think about it. We'll tell you more about this location coming up later in our broadcast. But we're going to take a deep dive into the Tesla Diner in Los Angeles. That's straight ahead. But first, we're going to check in with Kai in the Weather Center for a look at what's ahead in your forecast. Kai.
Hey, Mary, we're tracking thunder, lightning, and rain. Full forecast coming up right after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Tuesday morning. We're seeing a lot of cloud coverage out there, some lightning as well. We're taking a live look at the Agua Caliente casino camera in Rancho Mirage. Take a look at that image. That is beautiful, but also a little spooky. As for today, the high is going to be 98 degrees. Normally, we're 106, so we are below average when it comes to temperature, but we are above average when it comes to humidity. The record today, 118 degrees. We're nowhere near that. And we do have a lot of activity across Southern California when it comes to that thunder, that lightning, that rain. We will see it in our high desert and mountain communities. Will it hit the valley floor? Most likely. How much? I'll tell you in just a bit. This week ahead, we're going to see showers showers and thunderstorms for most area. It's going to last until Thursday through Saturday, and then it's going to start to dry out. High temperatures for today: Thousand Palms 101, Palm Springs 94, up the hill in Joshua Tree we're looking at 88. Just 2 hours away, Big Bear City, a cool 68 degrees. Tonight in Big Bear, 53 degrees. That sounds like some nice snoozing weather. Cabazon bargain shopping at 77 degrees. West end of the valley, Palm Springs 81, east end Thousand Palms 76, and our friends in Joshua Tree, we're looking at 74 degrees. For tomorrow, it's still going to be warm. Palm Springs 100 degrees, but the big story, it's that humidity. It's going to feel uncomfortable, moist, and muggy. Now, if you need some relief, you can head to the coast. You can see it's going to be in the low 80s, but just like we showed you before, there are big waves, so be careful out there. Newport Beach lifeguards made hundreds, that's right, hundreds of rescues over this last holiday weekend. Now, in addition to that, we do have a heat advisory to the west of us, so never leave your kids or pets unattended in vehicles. Avoid strenuous activities. Try to stay away from alcohol. Drink extra water. And as always, if the ground is too hot for your hands, it's definitely too hot for your pet's paws. So look out for our furry friends there. For tomorrow, high temperatures below average again, but humidity is going to be up. Banning, Beaumont, Cabazon, all in the 90s. Yucca Valley, high 80s. Here on the valley floor, the highs, we're looking at Cathedral City and Rancho Mirage at 104 degrees. Tonight's evening stroll is going to be uncomfortable out there. It's going to be moist. It's going to be muggy. 6 o'clock, 96 degrees. 8 o'clock, just over 90. 10 o'clock, just under 90. If you're still up at midnight, have fun. You night owls, we're looking at 86 degrees. Wednesday, it's going to continue to be hot and humid. Ridge of high pressure from the east. That's really going to make things muggy here. It's going to start to dry out as we head to the end of the work week, but for tomorrow, 100 degrees. By Friday, under triple digits, and those weekends start to ramp right back up. Overnight lows, low 80s to high 70s.
Coming up here on Today, notice your electric bill slowly creeping up. Well, this morning, what's driving that nationwide price surge and what you can do to keep your energy costs in check as we head into the fall. We'll have that and more ahead on Today.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're at dogs.
And now the Agua Caliente Entertainment Report, brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
In Los Angeles, Elon Musk fans are driving their Tesla cars and Cybertrucks to a futuristic diner. It's a destination for Tesla enthusiasts to get together and get much more than food. Reporter Hades Gold made a recent visit. Take a look.
In the middle of West Hollywood, a futuristic structure dominates this corner of Santa Monica Boulevard. The brand new Tesla diner serves the classics, but it's also a charging station, drive-in movie, and merch shop.
So the Tesla diner here in Los Angeles has become really a hub, not just for Tesla fans, but also for supporters of Elon Musk himself. It's become a center point where people have meetups, people bring all their Teslas and their Cybertrucks and do these sort of joint light shows. And it's really become a place for them to meet, to hang out with one another, and show their support for Elon Musk, whose image has gone through a lot over the last few months.
Here, Musk's stint as White House advisor, his fallout with the president, and Tesla's falling sales are all background noise. The diner is a shrine to all things Tesla and Musk, from Cybertruck food boxes to the Optimus robot.
So up on the roof of the Tesla diner, you've got a great view of these huge screens that show movies and shows and clips. And if you're sitting in your Tesla, you actually can connect directly to the audio. Now, normally there's supposed to be an Optimus robot who stands here and serves people popcorn, but staff tell me that he's been out of service for a couple weeks.
Jacob Tao, a high-end lighting designer, says he owns multiple Teslas, Starlinks, and Tesla solar and Powerwall systems, a big supporter of Elon Musk's universe.
It's pretty rare to have someone who come along and can innovate regardless of naysayers or even having enough supporters.
How do you feel about his foray into politics, the third party he's planning?
I mean, his whole life has been set up like how many choices can I take on a hard path and pursue it? And almost like at this point, I feel like he's actively finding difficult paths to outdo himself on difficult paths, which is pretty impressive.
Do you worry that his recent disagreements with President Trump might hurt his businesses, might hurt his ability to innovate in the future?
And those two guys are the two alphas, you know. And you put two alphas in a room, they're always going to disagree with each other at some point. Two of them have very thick skin. So I have no doubt in my mind that either of them can build a relationship very quickly.
Other fans at the diner, though, want Musk to drop the politics for good.
He's doing a great job overall, but I think Tesla needs him at the moment.
Not everyone in the neighborhood is pleased with the diner. Some neighbors have complained about their views being blocked and the noise.
Thank you, Elon Musk, for all that you're doing for
Musk enthusiasts, meanwhile, recently sending him a video of support, even as his favorability ratings have tanked.
Thank you for being Elon Musk.
Hades Gold, CNN, Los Angeles.
Well, the stars of the highest-grossing horror franchise in movie history are back for what's billed as their final film in the series. David Daniel has a preview for us.
When did this start?
Heather's confirmation.
7th of September.
There's something in the attic.
Ed, there's an evil here. Something I've felt before.
Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga take one more turn as paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren in The Conjuring: Last Rites.
This thing in your house is a demon. It's the first one that we ever encountered.
If you've looked back on the cases that they've made into films, this really was the last one that was really well known.
I mean, you can throw all the haunted dolls and crooked men at the screen, but it's the love story, I think, that has made people stay.
Both Patrick and Vera were so just welcoming and helped make it a safe space to just feel free to try things and just not be afraid of falling flat on your face.
After all these years, it wasn't done with our family.
It was like a horror acting masterclass to watch the king and queen, do their stuff.
St. Michael, defend us, be our safeguard against the devil.
Maybe we'll just come back for fan events when we're in our 70s. I don't know.
Yeah. we left it all on the screen.
Yeah.
We've been waiting so patiently for you.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Ooh, I'm scared just watching that preview. If you'd like more information on the stories aired in today's broadcast, you can go to our new website, NBCPalmSprings.com. We're going to have our top stories and our breaking news right there on our homepage for you, plus our newsroom tab where our stories are organized by date. Now let's take a live look outside of your Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. There's the rain that Kai mentioned earlier. It's here. We've also got some clouds and lightning out there this morning. We're going to be right back with a recap of your forecast and reveal our Where in the Valley special location. Stay right here.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
It's time now to reveal our special location for our broadcast. Did you guess where this is?
I did not.
You didn't? It's Old Town Artisan Studios in La Quinta. It's a nonprofit studio group that does outreach and education for the entire Coachella Valley. They closed in August for a break, but they're reopened today according to their website. It's a really cool place. I've been there to do a pottery class.
Okay.
It's really fun. Also want to tell you, Taco Bell is tapping into the Y2K trend. The fast food chain is bringing back fan favorites from 2 decades ago, all priced for less than $3. The nostalgic items being revived for a limited time are the caramel apple empanada, Cool Ranch Doritos, Locos Tacos, 7-layer burrito, double-decker taco, and chili cheese burrito. A new Cravings box will also be offered for $9. It includes the Crunch Wrap Supreme and Cool Ranch Doritos Locos Tacos. The Y2K menu launched yesterday. Kai, I have a feeling I know where you're going for lunch.
I'm going to go there for lunch, breakfast, and dinner.
I was going to say.
It's going to take up a big chunk of my diet.
Exactly. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. So today we're looking at clouds, rain, and thunder.
Even lightning. It's going to last
lightning.
that way over the next few days, so grab your umbrella. Be safe out there. Don't drive fast. Slow it down on those roads. It's going to be slick.
And we've got more news for you coming up at 11 for your midday news. We hope you stay dry today. Enjoy the cloud cover and there's a little escape from the heat. And we'll see you back here bright and early.